Hello all. Welcome to the Lean Six Sigma and Process Consulting tutorial series, and in this video we will understand about the 5S methodology. Let's get started. At the core of Lean's continuous improvement is the 5S methodology. It encourages standardization, order, and cleanliness to create an efficient and profitable organization. A messy and unordered work environment encourages waste in all areas of a business. By implementing the 5S's, an unorganized workspace can transform into a place of efficiency and productivity. 5S is one of the first tools that can be applied in a company that is starting down the path of the continuous improvement culture. A 5S implementation helps to define the first rules to eliminate waste and maintain an efficient, safe, and clean work environment. This system focuses on putting everything where it belongs, and keeping the workplace clean, which makes it easier for people to do their jobs, without wasting time or risking injury. The 5S methodology is easy for everyone to start using. It doesn't require any technical analysis, and can be implemented globally in all types of companies, ranging from manufacturing plants, to offices, small businesses, to large multinational organizations, and in both private and public sectors. 5S was developed in Japan, and was identified as one of the techniques that enabled just-in-time manufacturing. Why use the 5S methodology? 5S is a system for organizing spaces, so work can be performed efficiently, effectively, and safely. 5S is the perfect tool to identify the first improvement projects in your company to eliminate waste. Although sometimes viewed as a housekeeping technique, it is actually an innovative management system that helps people think lean, paving the way for the adoption of lean principles in the organization. Understanding the 5S methodology is one of the foundations of Six Sigma principles, and can be extremely beneficial for organizations of all kinds. In simple terms, the 5S methodology helps a workplace remove items that are no longer needed, that is sort, organize the items to optimize efficiency and flow, that is straighten, clean the area in order to more easily identify problems, that is shine, implement color coding and labels to stay consistent with other areas, that is standardize, and develop behaviors that keep the workplace organized over the long term, that is sustain. In 5s, each stands for sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. Let's understand each of them in detail. The first S is to sort. It's important to start by removing unnecessary clutter. It refers to sorting through all items in a location and removing all unnecessary items from the location. The goal is reduce time loss looking for an item by reducing the amount of items. Reduce the chance of distraction by unnecessary items. Simplify inspection. Increase the amount of available, useful space. Increase safety by eliminating obstacles. A few implementation techniques are: check all items in a location and evaluate whether or not their presence at the location is useful or necessary. Remove unnecessary items as soon as possible. Place those that cannot be removed immediately in a red tag area so that they are easy to remove later on. Keep the working floor clear of materials except for those that are in use to production. The next step is to set in order. This step encourages the efficient use of space and storage to organize your area, and can only be started once sort is complete. This involves putting all necessary items in the optimal place for fulfilling their function in the workplace. The goal is to make the workflow smooth and easy. A few implementation techniques are: arrange workstations in such a way that all tooling, equipment is in close proximity, in an easy-to-reach spot and in a logical order adapted to the work performed. Place components according to their uses, with the frequently used components being nearest to the workplace. Arrange all necessary items so that they can be easily selected for use. Make it easy to find and pick up necessary items. Assign fixed locations for items. Use clear labels, marks or hints so that items are easy to return to the correct location and so that it is easy to spot missing items. Moving on. Now everything has been sorted and organized, things need to shine. The workspace should be cleaned, and importantly, kept clean. This involves sweeping or cleaning and inspecting the workplace, tools and machinery on a regular basis. The goal is prevent deterioration. Keep the workplace safe and easy to work in. Keep the workplace clean and pleasing to work in. When in place, anyone not familiar to the environment must be able to detect any problems within 50 feet in 5 seconds. A few implementation techniques are: clean the workplace and equipment on a daily basis, or at another appropriate, high-frequency, cleaning interval. Inspect the workplace and equipment while cleaning. The fourth step, Standardize, then implements a system of best practices to maintain the first 3 steps. The goal is to establish procedures and schedules to ensure the repetition of the first 3 practices. A few implementation techniques are: develop a work structure that will support the new practices and make it part of the daily routine. Ensure everyone knows their responsibilities of performing the sorting, organizing and cleaning. Use photos and visual controls to help keep everything as it should be. Review the status of 5S implementation regularly using audit checklists. Finally, sustain ensures the other 4 S's remain in place long-term. This step focuses on keeping up the new standards of working and best practices, and preventing the return to old behaviors or habits. Without this last S, the other 4 S's would soon collapse. The goal is to ensure that the 5S approach is followed. A few implementation techniques are: organize training sessions. Perform regular audits to ensure that all defined standards are being implemented and followed. Implement improvements whenever possible. Worker inputs can be very valuable for identifying improvements. When issues arise, identify their cause and implement the changes necessary to avoid their reoccurrence. Some of the benefits of the 5S methodology are: reduced costs, higher quality, increased productivity, greater employee satisfaction, and a safer work environment. Well, in some quarters, 5S has become 6s, the 6th element being safety. Some companies like to include a 6th in their 5S program, that is safety. When safety is included, the system is often called 6S. The safety step involves focusing on what can be done to eliminate risks in work processes by arranging things in certain ways. If the layout of the workplace or the tasks people perform are dangerous, those dangers should be reduced as much as possible. That's what the 6th S focuses on. Some people consider safety an outcome of performing the other 5 S's appropriately. They think if the workspace is properly organized and cleaned and uses helpful visual safety cues, a separate safety step is unnecessary. Neither approach to safety is right or wrong. But however a business wants to approach safety, it should be aware that paying attention to safety is important. I hope the content was useful. Please subscribe to the channel to stay on top of all the upcoming videos. Thank you.